Still plenty of showers up this western side, and as we go through the day you'll find that more of those showers tending to nudge their way inland. Still some of the heaviest ones though tending to be in the north and the west. Temperatures tomorrow, well, generally speaking, not too different from what we've seen today. 13 to 16, 55 to 61 degrees Fahrenheit, about sums it up. But with much less wind generally, it'll probably feel a little bit more comfortable. That's it from me for tonight. Here's the sunset times for tomorrow, and here's the summary.
Good evening. Bus, rail and tube fares in the region are going up by around 7% in the new year. Transport managers say the increases are vital to get them out of their cash crisis, but commuters have reacted angrily.
Thames News can confirm that bus, tube and rail fares are set to rise by 7% in January. With trains and buses being axed to save money, the news has sparked an angry reaction from passengers.
I mean, it's expensive enough now for the service we get.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's terrible.
7% fares rise in January. What do you think about that?
It's typical. This is the worst service I've ever met.
The rise will mean single bus and tube journeys going up by between 10 and 20 pence. A 90 pence minimum tube fare in central London is on the cards. An annual 3-zone travel card could rise by £40, the Guildford to London season ticket by more than £100. Meanwhile, plans have been announced to fit 6-foot-high screens to some stations to stop people falling on the track or committing suicide. They'll have doors which open and close when trains are in the platform, like this shuttle train at Stansted Airport. The Jubilee line extension is expected to be fitted with the screens first. Other lines could follow.
More specialists have been called in at St Bartholomew's Hospital to help treat the boxer Michael Watson, whose condition appears to have worsened slightly. The hospital says the pressure within his head has increased and his brain is swollen. There have been calls for boxing matches to be suspended as a mark of respect for Watson. But they've gone unheeded, and Christopher Rainbow reports on a title bout taking place tonight at Basildon in Essex.
Barry Hearn, promoter of the Eubank-Watson fight, has decided that he would go ahead with tonight's super middleweight contest between Slugger O'Toole and Ian Strudwick at Basildon's Festival Hall. This is in spite of calls by some in the boxing world that it should be postponed as a mark of respect for Michael Watson.
I think it's insensitive to run a boxing show at this time, and it isn't just tonight's show. I mean, we have a major promotion coming up at the Royal Albert Hall next week, the European and British heavyweight title fight. Lennox Lewis, Glenn McCrory. I think that similarly could be postponed.
Nevertheless, preparations in the Basildon Hall did go ahead as scheduled for tonight's fight, as the fans turning up for the bout thought they should.
Yes, I reckon it's right, yeah. It's a sport that's been going for ages, so they're all tough boys, aren't they? I mean, they can all handle themselves.
Watson knew the risk, didn't he? I mean, he come out and done the fight, didn't he? But he knew the risk. It's the same with everyone. It's like rugby, isn't it? Like they say on the telly about rugby. It's all the risk, and that's the way it is.
A man has been charged in connection with an incident in which a 10-year-old boy was crushed against the wall of a pub by a car. Daryl Annitz is still seriously ill in hospital with fractured legs and crush injuries. He was hurt in the car park of the Carousel pub at Reading on Saturday night. Thames Valley Police say a 26-year-old man will appear in court in the morning. 150 people have been evacuated from a fire at a tower block in southeast London. The fire is understood to have started in a 5th-floor maisonette in the 11-storey building at Eugenia Road in Rotherhithe. The fire brigade says all of the tenants haven't been accounted for and a search is continuing. The cause of the fire is being investigated. A bomb hoaxer who brought terror to a crowded hamburger restaurant at Victoria Station 2 weeks after the station was bombed by the IRA has been jailed for 9 months. Southwark Crown Court was told that Roger Lonk-Clark from Blackheath in South London threw a briefcase among tables at the station's McDonald's restaurant. He shouted, "It's your turn." He was arrested by British Transport Police taking their meal break there. Sentencing him, Judge Marcus Arnwell Davies said Lonk-Clark, who denied carrying out the hoax, had instilled fear totally unjustifiably in innocent people. Tower Hamlets Council has begun a campaign against illegal advertising hoardings in the borough. The council, one of the first in London to take a direct approach, says it's been forced to act because going through the courts doesn't work.
These hoardings in Bow may look legal, but they went up less than 6 months ago, almost overnight, without planning permission. Tower Hamlets Council is fighting back with some advertising of its own to alert both the public and the agencies who book the space that they shouldn't be there. The council's taking legal action to force companies to take down 20 illegal hoardings, but that can take more than a year. The council says it's a problem that's spreading across London and tougher laws are needed to stop it.
The powers we have are really inadequate. I would much prefer to see stronger powers, tougher powers to seek a quicker removal, possibly within a 12-week period as opposed to a 12-month period, and that, if possible, the powers could be extended to take action against the multinational companies that actually advertise on the hoardings themselves.
Now, football. There have been mixed fortunes for London clubs playing their first games in the second round of the Rumbelows League Cup. First Division West Ham were held to a 1-1 draw by Third Division Bradford, and Watford went down 1-0 at Everton, but QPR beat Hull 3-0. And Third Division Leyton Orient had a 0-0 draw with cup holders Sheffield Wednesday, but First Division Wimbledon lost 2-1 at home against Third Division Peterborough. Meanwhile, Third Division Brentford had a home tie against Second Division Brighton. Brentford took a 6-minute lead through Kevin Godfrey. They went further ahead 8 minutes later when Richard Cadet rounded the Brighton keeper. The lead became 3-0 in the 28th minute when Dean Holdsworth fired home. Holdsworth scored again after 57 minutes. John Robinson pulled one back for Brighton, but Brentford held out for a 4-1 win. And the Thames weather. Tonight, cloudy and dry, though there may be occasional showers in the east. The temperature about 10 degrees Celsius, that's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, starting cloudy with showers in the east. It'll become brighter with some sun, though rain could return later. The high 17 Celsius, 63 Fahrenheit. And that's the Thames News on Tuesday, the 24th of September. Good night.
We won our game fair and square.
I did it for Wales.
That's just cheating! Lost the game!
The match will be replayed this year at Cardiff Arms Park.
The teams will remain as they were in 1966.
National pride at stake and old scores to be settled on the field. Tomorrow at 8 on ITV.
Wales expects.
With recent years seeing the collapse of communism in Europe and the spread of the Western way of life across the world, Legacy After the Break explores some of the achievements and disasters of Western civilizations.
Black coffee is my name. Black coffee with not a thing. Hot black coffee now. Freshly ground and fully packed. See, hot black coffee, boys. Well, that's
rich, dark, blend 37. A blend of strength.
We set the Bird's Eye chef a challenge to make France's famous chicken chasseur better. Better for you, that is.
Take the leanest chicken, so no need for this, all that, for a low-fat sauce, tomatoes, onions and herbs, in their own juices, and a little wine. Here goes.
Bird's Eye Healthy Options. Healthy Options, the best food made better for you.
On Thames Television now, Michael Wood presents the last in the series of Legacy.
I remember the good old days.
Misty watercolor of the way we were. Can it be that it was all?
Because you're so lovely when you're angry.
Give us a kiss then.
Fooled you, I fooled you.
And if we had the chance to do it,
it's an insult.
Tell me,
would we? Could we?
Are you happy?
Yeah. Yes, I'm very happy.
Hello, Mr. Rutherford.
Hello.
Just sign here.
Thanks.
Still raining?
At Forte Posthouse, £49.50 a night buys you a room and a lot more besides.
Urgent message for you, Mr. Rutherford.
Thank you. Oh, could I have these facts?
Yes, of course.
At weekends, you only pay £39.50 a night and children can stay free. But you also get something mere money can't buy.
Oh, darling. Yes, it's all fixed.
It's called service. It's priceless. For reservations, free phone 0800 40 40 40.
You better watch your mouth, because drinking, smoking and eating rich food can make your breath pong. So always carry Clorets, breath fresheners with Actizol to help neutralise nasty niffs. And as for tasting nice...
They do run.
Run. They do run.
Run.
So don't let us catch you without them.
If you want to stay a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Clorets, the breath freshener with Actizol in mints and gum.
Give us a kiss then.
Hi, Dad. What's on tonight?
Oh, some old weepy.
Looks like chops to me.
Very droll. There we go.
Ah, Mum's chops usually come with gravy.
Do they? Of course they do.
Next to the toaster in the jar.
Jar? Gravy granules. Just as well I wasn't making
coffee. Can I have one?
It's true, the first 18 years are the worst.
Mummy, promise you'll look after Tufty when I'm
You must have seen this a dozen times.
Leave her alone. She's got a lump in her throat.
Must be one of Dad's sprouts.
More coffee, Jason.
Such a gentle way about you, Singapore girl. Wouldn't go away without you, a Singapore girl. Sayang, jangan pulang dulu, a Singapore girl, a Singapore girl.
Central Television has produced in association with Heinz an excellent full-colour pack with maps, photographs, drawings and information. To obtain your copy, please send a £1.50 cheque or postal order payable to Central Television for postage and packaging to Legacy, Box 96, Birmingham B1 2JL, and please allow 21 days for delivery. And viewers may be interested to know that one double-pack video of the series will be available from mid-October, priced at £19.99.
Neil Kinnock has made Labour electable again. But has he, in the process, lost his socialist soul and betrayed his principles? What does it mean when he tells this week?
Oh, I've always been a socialist. I remain a democratic socialist.
Neil Kinnock has stood Labour policy on its head. But as the election approaches, are Neil Kinnock and the Labour Party offering us socialism or somersaults? This week, on Thursday at 8:30 on ITV.
Sandy has plotted a coup, and the women are revolting as usual at prisoner cell block H. Next.
Every month we interview 10,000 customers.
For a start, phone boxes that don't work.
Over the last few years, we've made sure that at any one time, more than 9 out of 10 of them do work.
You didn't mend it when you said you would.
Actually, we get to nearly 90% of line faults within one working day. And if we don't restore your service by the end of the next working day, you can claim a month's line rental for every extra day you wait.
It's the charges on the phone bill I can't figure out.
We've been working on that.
and we can now offer 3 out of 4 customers the choice of itemised bills.
We've been listening to you and turning the negatives into positives. We're now able to make the BT commitment, a complete set of service standards for you, the customer. Here it is. I'd like you to read it.
The BT Commitment, a full set of service standards addressing your concerns. For your copy.